Okay, you've seen the video of just how pretty our lake is, and how the association wants to hit it with a large amount of chemicals when only a few spot treatments are needed. The first one I'd like to point out here is Bill Brown. He's number one on the list. And you might have to ask Mr. Brown, what's the idea behind this asinine idea of putting 750 gallons of chemicals in the lake? We have no vegetation obstructing boat traffic. And I might add, I own this whole property in front of him, so really he can only spray the shoreline. By the way, these people that are putting all the chemicals in are mostly current and former board members. The second one here, number 2.2, is Danny Smith. That's his home. And you do have to ask Mr. Smith, what's the idea of this asinine idea of putting chemicals in the lake? All of the vegetation is submerged out of the way. All you're going to do is ruin our water visibility and quality. Okay, the next two are worthy of double honor. You've got Darlene Bauer and Maggie Dominguez. That's Darlene on your right, Maggie on your left. A little bit of vegetation perhaps, a little $100 spot treatment, not 750 gallons of chemicals. These two are worthy of double honor. They not only are pushing the mass chemical, but these are the two that are stopping us from retrofitting the stormwater pollution pond behind their homes that drains the septic water into our lake right over there, hidden by the bushes. It's about the equivalent of a septic tank truck every day or two unloading into our lake. That's when it's flowing. To be honest with you, right now it's not flowing. It only flows during the rainy season. And these two individuals are the primary people responsible for not even lifting a finger. I mean, it can be retrofitted, it could even have a barrier put in at very low cost to help slow it down. They will not lift a finger. They are allowing that amount of pollution to come into our lake during the rainy season. It is sad, pathetic, despicable, dishonorable, unethical, and a few other words I don't want to use. All right, and this is number 3.6, Emilio Dominguez. And you can see he's got lily pads. He does not even use the lake. And he's one of the major people behind, one of the board members behind recommending this mass chemical treatment, which is going to ruin our water visibility, clarity, and quality. It's just sad. He's also part of the other Dominguez and Bauer who are blocking the attempt to stop the pollution. Totally unbelievable for a doctor to be allowing this. But he does have lily pads, and he's also got some right there. I don't know if you can see it to the right of his dock. If any of the lily pads get damaged, he'll be cited. He's already been cited for cattail removal. He'll get cited again in April if he does not speak up quickly. Now we're going on to number 4 and 5. That's Dave West and Phil Hurley. Phil Hurley, his wife, Marianne, is on the board. He's on there on the right. Dave West is on the left. Mr. Buck is in the middle. He opposes the chemicals. It's going to be interesting how they spray these two shorelines and not affect Mr. Buck's vegetation, which he has on his shoreline. Again, at best, maybe a small spot treatment behind the boats would be all that's necessary. And speaking of boats, Phil Hurley's boat isn't even here. I don't even know if he's using the lake. That's real sad when they recommend nuking our lake with chemicals, yet they're not even using it. His wife, Marianne, is the board member. She told me yesterday she doesn't care about the water clarity. She's not scuba diving. Wow. Well, Marianne, I wish you would look at the TSI rating index. It's part of our water quality and our property value too. So it means a lot, and it's real sad to hear that. Number 6 is Oscar Westerfield, and he lives there in that home. It's actually owned by his brother Jerry Westerfield, who owns all 3. They got a home which has a complex, a duplex on it, then another duplex over here. 3 properties, and he also is another one that doesn't use the lake, won't even accept a free ride on the lake to see the actual beauty of the lake. He just wants to be on the board because he's complaining about a little bit of vegetation. Unfortunately, the vegetation's pondweed. It's not hydrilla. It's not allowed to be sprayed. Only hydrilla is allowed to be sprayed. So he's not only ignorant of lake ecology, but also his own vegetation in front of his house. That's sad. Very sad. All right, this is number 7, Michael Dominguez. You can see him, number 7 there, as well as the other numbers. I've been going around the lake basically, starting this way, going around, and now we're at number 7, Michael Dominguez. He claims in a board meeting, not a board meeting, homeowners meeting, where they authorized the 3 chemical treatments, mass chemical treatments, that the whole cove was choked out with hydrilla. This guy is just a plain, simple liar, okay? It has not been. There's a little bit over there. This idea the thing is choked out with hydrilla, and it's kind of funny, you know. He wants to strip the lake of its vegetation, but he won't even lift a finger to clear his shoreline. Anyway, that's Mike Dominguez. He's one of the main persons who are responsible for the destruction of our lake, not just in this incident, but several others that I will not elaborate on. And here we have Joan Lund and Charlie Allen. Joan Lund's on the right, Charlie Allen's on the left. And these are probably the main people who are some of the driving forces of getting the 3 mass chemical treatments. And it's quite sad. It's perhaps a small spot treatment needed behind their dock so they can get their boat out. But these 2, along with Mike Dominguez, are the ones responsible. I might add, a lot of the board members voted against the 3 chemical treatments, but it was Mike Dominguez, Joan Lund, Susie Allen was there at the meeting, and it was just amazing. The board members, maybe half of them, voted against doing 3 treatments, but there was just, 60% that voted, and that's how it happened. These are the people behind it, especially Joan Lund with her idea we can just dump more carp in and it'll take care of everything, which is well proven to be a situation that can permanently strip out our lake, and she just refuses to do anything about it. All right, and here we are, number 9, which is up here in the cove, number 9. Anyway, this is the Civic Beach, and same thing. They could probably use a small spot treatment. And I might add, even if you add up all of the spot treatments, it might come out to about 10% of what they want to put into the lake. So it's like a 90% overdose, maybe 70 to 90% overdose of chemicals into our lake. And I think you can see this is where they load their boats, and the vegetation is submerged, so it's not really giving them much trouble. Maybe a couple of spot treatments, but Cindy Lackhart, I like to call her, she goes right along with the board, and she may have opposed that massive amount of treatments, but she got overruled if she did. Again, almost half of the board members rejected the idea, but it got pushed along by Susie Allen, Joan Lund, and Mike Dominguez, the ones that pushed it through, which is real sad. You got 3 people who are behind the ruining of our lake water quality and clarity. Okay, now we're at number 10, which is actually 14 of the total. This is the condominiums right here, and there they are. They have some shoreline vegetation, but they had a company that was managing it, but they are having financial problems, so the company has not sprayed their shoreline like they've agreed to. So, you know, they're kind of hoping the association will come over here, and probably to clear their shoreline be about $1,000 in chemicals for their small donation of $100 to join the association. Quite a deal, except for the other association members like myself who donate and do not want my money. $1,000 going on their shoreline. It's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, that makes up the video showing our lake crystal clear. You can see down with a Secchi disc 14 feet, even with the naked eye 10 feet. It's just a beautiful water clarity we've never seen before, and it's holding until they douse it with chemicals. Then it'll go back to about 6 feet with a lot of algae in it. It's real sad that you know, about 10 board members are self-serving, doing this for their own property. There's probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 others who are not board members, making a decision to ruin our lake of 40 residents on our lake for the sake of, you know, 10 board members and maybe a couple of other property owners. It is real sad. It's it should be against the law. It's definitely immoral to ruin somebody else's property, especially needlessly. Yeah, if the lake was choked with hydrilla and you couldn't get through, okay, with a boat, yeah, I'm not opposed to chemicals. I use chemicals myself, but what the board is doing is totally asinine, and it's just incredibly bad for our lake, and I hope you'll speak up and say something and let me know. Thank you very much.